escape from the team called the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it. The morning steam, it's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. Know how we do it.
All right, a pleasant good morning to you, coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Wednesday, February 4th. We've got a great sports betting day lined up. NBA, college basketball, NHL, as we get ready here on Super Bowl week. It's Wednesday. We're just a few days away from the big game in Santa Clara, and can't wait for that. But we've got sports action until then, including the next to last hockey card before the Olympic break. Got some big college basketball conference showdown games today, and we got a big slate of NBA, as I said. So let's start to get into the proceedings here today. Man, we'll also be keeping our eyes posted here. Could we have, I said we'd have some trade, we'd have some trades. I mean, I'm not saying anything we didn't already know, but you got to figure there might be something that could go down here during the show today. So I'm going to keep my eyes peeled and see if we don't get a deal here after what we saw with the trades from yesterday. Of course, the Clippers and Cavs and that trade that dealt James Harden and his 25 points per game to the Cavaliers for Darius Garland. Garland averaging 18 points per game, and also a number 2 pick. The Caps are going to inherit that salary because of that extra deal there with the pick, and also a contract option for next year. And, well, Harden hasn't asked for a trade yet from the Cavaliers. Garland has struggled a little bit here. He's trying to come back from toe surgery, but he'll be ready to go soon enough. I mean, the Clippers, in fact, play the Cavaliers tonight at Intuit Dome. Clippers players were shocked and disappointed by the trade, but I think it helps the Clippers, actually, especially they're playing so well right now. So we'll see what happens there and what's going to happen with Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Bucks are starting to have some counter trade offers. Warriors added Draymond Green to the trade offer with Kuminga, pulled Jimmy Butler, it looks like, out of the deal because Butler wants to stay with Golden State after he returns next year from injury. A big trade between Memphis and Utah, blockbuster 11-player and pick deal. Utah got forward Jaren Jackson, 19 points per game scored, Jock Landale, John Concar, Ben Williams. Grizzlies get number ones. Walter Clayton, Kyle Anderson, Taylor Hendricks, George Yang in there. So big moves there. Memphis has now stockpiled 12 first-round picks over the next 7 years. So they're kind of Thunder Jr. there with all these top picks. How they're going to afford all those kind of guys? But Memphis, they're building for the future, and they're building for with those number one picks.
Steam play.
Detroit and Chicago and Minnesota involved in a three-way deal. The Pistons traded guard Jaden Ivey and Mike Conley to the Bulls. Detroit got Kevin Huerter, Dario Saric, and the number one, the Timberwolves, got some salary cap relief. So maybe their future is somewhat in the balance too over the next few hours here. Boston and Chicago in a deal. The Celtics traded Simons to the Bulls for Nikola Vucevic there. So they got the big man going. And who will get dealt today? The Lakers maybe hip shopping Hachimura. Sacramento could deal Sabonis. Could the Knicks deal Karl Anthony Towns? And Memphis, they'll try to get rid of Ja Morant, I guess. So we'll see what could happen here today on the show as we get going with our previews. But trade deadline looms here. Hey, folks, you can get more picks from me today over at winnable.com/Ramon. And use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off those packages. I'm going to give you some free winners here, hopefully in just a short order. But if you'd like to get more plays from me, including some tennis action overnight, we did have some plays, including had Corpatch minus 3.5 games over Arango, and there's still some in action here right now. So check me out over at winnable.com and pick up the premium picks here for the action here on Wednesday over in tournaments across the landscape of tennis, but also we had some picks there yesterday. College basketball winners, UCLA and Rutgers over. We had Fresno State over UNLV, Arkansas Little Rock over Tennessee Martin on the free pick side. We had our NBA premium winner 1-0 with the Knicks minus 13. Also coming at you today with plenty of college basketball, so you want to check me out over there at winnable.com/Ramon. We had a winner also there yesterday with Connecticut and Xavier game to go over. So check me out. Hey, and all you have to do is make a comment in the chat, and you'll be eligible to win the complimentary giveaway for the picks as well. So check me out there, and just make a comment in the chat, say hello, make a pick with me. We're going to ask everyone to make their picks along here on the show today. So should be a good show for sure. Like I said, we got I hope I picked some good games. We got some showdowns and we got some big conference action. We got some mid-major showdowns as well today. So get ready and get set for the previews here in just a moment. Did have some nice winners yesterday on the card here on the Morning Steam. Real good day, actually. On the ice, we had Morning Steam winners here with Ottawa and Carolina game to go over. We had the Flyers over the Capitals here yesterday. We had the Penguins on the road, Morning Steam winner. Sabres and Lightning game to go over. Maple Leafs on the puck line there. So pretty good day there with a 5-2 performance in the NHL. NBA Morning Steam winners yesterday. Knicks and Wizards game to go over. That was a winner here on the show. Also brought home a winner yesterday with the Milwaukee Bucks over the Chicago Bulls. Also Magic and Thunder. Thunder under was a winner there yesterday. Some of the winners here on the Morning Steam show, and college basketball as well. Brought home winners here on the Morning Steam show yesterday with Ole Miss and Tennessee game to go over there yesterday. DePaul and St. John's game total under was a winner here on the show. And also brought home a winner with USC over Indiana minus the points there yesterday. So pretty fun day of action there yesterday, but let's have some better winners even today. All right, make sure here, keeping our eyes peeled here for our trades here. We need the NBA channel on here at this point. We got the notifications on Shams Charania, so we got it covered. All right, we'll get ready to go here. We're not going to waste much time with a big card today, but I want to say hello to the folks joining us from the chat. All stars here, you're welcome to comment on the picks here as we go along. I'll make my picks and show all the picks of the chat as well. Nick Candy is here, Philly Eagle Flyer, Johnny Walker is here, James Parm as well, and the personal accounts here saying there's games involving some of these traded players today. Greg Gibson, he's showing off his winners in the chat here today. Also, Dimitri Mamo's here. He's got picks already here. Looks like Oklahoma, North Texas, Rice over, Iowa and Washington over. I think I got it right there. Michigan State minus the points, and BYU also. Thank you, Dimitri. Philly Eagle Flyer had that exact score line yesterday. Greg Gibson, there's his other. These are his plays. I think these are today, right? BYU, Cal, Illinois, Louisville, and Michigan State. All right. Hopefully you guys are ready. We got a couple dozen in here so we can get rolling. Markets have just opened. We might be going up, up, up. Get some of those losses back from the last few days. Nobody's going to have any jobs apparently, and everything's going to be controlled by robots, but need to keep it rolling here. All right, let's get started here. NBA action on a Wednesday night with a nice 7-game card here. Oh, sorry, guys. Let me. Most important part. Nobody wants to hear what I have to say with my picks, but there it is. We got some steam coming in right now. Let's get into some of the action here with the steam. Oh boy, that's the name of the show. What am I doing here with these matchups right now? Come on. All right, here we go. Let's get to some of this steam here right now coming in. And just as we were getting ready here, here comes some plays. We've got Creighton and Georgetown, some steam here. There's plenty of games today, so we got to keep up on these. Creighton and Georgetown.
Final.
Some steam coming in here to the over in this one with Creighton and Georgetown. It was 146, but we're up to 147, it looks like right now here with Creighton and Georgetown, and it's just to the over. So steam coming in there, Creighton and Georgetown. Steam there to the over. Also, just as we were getting ready to come on the air, Michigan State and Minnesota. I was seeing some steam in that one to the over as well. Between those two, it was 132, but the steam's coming in on the over here now with Michigan State and Minnesota. We're seeing that one go higher here to 133, juice to the over. You know, a lot of those teams have been going under for the most part, although Minnesota in their conference home games traditionally kind of go over. But I think this season, you think of those two teams, you kind of think under. Also here, Notre Dame took the steam against Louisville. They were getting 18.5, but right now it's gone down here to 17.5 right now. Maybe we'll even see 17 there with Notre Dame taking the steam here against Louisville this morning. Also, steam came in here on Iowa today. Iowa in their matchup with Washington. Iowa took the steam this morning. That kind of catches me by surprise, but Iowa was a 1.5 point favorite, but we're seeing them up here now at minus 2.5 currently for Iowa, which took the steam this morning in their matchup with Washington in Seattle. Also, steam here. Got this one in, man. Alabama took the steam against Texas A&M. Man, you can't get enough of this Alabama team. they end up here. They were -8, but man, we're seeing Alabama here taking the steam in this one, and they are up to. Well, I'm still kind of hanging on at 8. I mean, was that really some steam there with Alabama? I mean, Texas A&M has been such a hot cover this year, but steam came in on Alabama. I haven't seen the line move too much. It did go from 7.5 to 8, so I guess well, they reported it. I'm reporting it. Alabama took some steam here this morning. All right. Keep it going here right now as well. Houston took the steam in their matchup with Central Florida. Houston was a 14.5-point favorite, but they took the steam here against Central Florida in their matchup today. Houston's up to 15.5 or so. We'll preview that game, I think, as well coming up. Also, Youngstown State and Purdue Fort Wayne. We did see some steam in that one. To the over, that sounds like something I can get behind, actually. It was 148, but up to 149 here. Maybe even, 140. I'm going to call it 148.5. Moved higher, though, there with Youngstown and Purdue Fort Wayne. All right. Also, I think that's the action here right now. And we'll get moving here with now we're ready. Now I'm officially ready here to get rolling on the show. All right. Oh, gotcha. Right now, South Florida is taking the steam here currently just seconds ago. South Florida taking the steam in their matchup against UTSA. South Florida's been a pretty good cover, but they're laying some massive points here. They were 24-point favorites, but they're moving higher here right now. It's up to 25.5 with South Florida just taking the steam here moments ago against UTSA. All right. Now I think we're ready. There'll be plenty more interruptions for sure, I would think, here with all the games today in college basketball. Huge card. Public Enemy is here as well. Philly Eagle Flyers got his action in here today. Let's see what he's got. Is this This might be. Is this a EuroLeague basketball, or is that? Or is that his soccer action in there? I'm trying to dissect it, actually. Okay, let me move on from that. Twisted here's got his action in there. Asheville -7.5. Greensboro, App State, High Point, BYU, Providence, Gonzaga game to go under. Well, I guess that solves it. Here's the soccer action here. It looks like with Philly Eagle Flyer. Fernando's here today as well. Twisted talking about some other basketball games. Twisted thinks Houston will blow them out. Greg says we got to catch that steam. Also, Dimitri here, Buffalo, Valpo, Southern Illinois under, and UConn over. Or he had Buffalo. I think is what he's saying there, right? Yeah, that was a great game yesterday. I mean, we just recapped the action here, and I didn't even talk about the win for Miami of Ohio over Buffalo. How dare me? Great game there yesterday. Buffalo gave them a scare. Miami of Ohio improves to 22-0. 1K perfection. Protection firm is here. And that's right, Philly Eagle Flyer. What was I thinking? Well, it just didn't catch me there really because of the featured matchups. Obviously in soccer today kind of include I would think you've got, of course, the other Caribou Cup game here today. You got Pokal, you got tourney action, you got cup action really around the globe here today in the different different countries. So, all right, let's get rolling here I'll do some basketball. I'll do some NBA basketball as we get rolling here on the show. Waiting for trades. Waiting for trades. I'm looking. Okay, here we go. Oops. All right, I was delayed last night by about 90 minutes with the Wi-Fi outage. So sorry for being even later than usual here, but we're ready to go. And here we are. All right. Start off here in the NBA with the Nuggets. Take it on the Knicks. We got a good one to start the proceedings here with the Knicks favored at home by 7. Total 222.5 here with this one with Knicks favored here. Man, this one's just kept climbing up all morning, it seems like, with the Nuggets and the Knicks. Of course, the Knicks come in super hot here right now. And, we do have uh, Denver coming in here, obviously, on the back to back after the 124-121 loss to Detroit yesterday on the road. So a little bit of that here, and we'll see what the Nuggets end up doing with their personnel here in this one, and see if right now, no information that Nikola Jokic is going to sit out today's game, but this one has continued to move higher. Of course, Spencer Jones, questionable. Aaron Gordon's been out for a week or so. Mitch Robb, questionable for the Knicks. Miles McBride, questionable as well. This one, though, has just kept climbing here at this point. Ooh. Pardon me, gang. This one's just kept going here this morning with the Knicks, man, up to 7 here right now with a strong move. Maybe just like I said, based on the fact the Nuggets have to play the back-to-back here, I would imagine that's the major factor in this game here. But look, the Knicks are a great cover right now. They're 19-8 against the spread at home, 25-19 against the spread as a favorite. We know Denver's been a pretty great cover as well this season, even when all those games without Jokic they were covering. 18-9 against the spread on the road, 13-6 against the spread as an underdog. Denver just 1-5 against the spread against the Knicks in their last 6 meetings here. So there's a little bit of that maybe factored in as well, I guess. The Knicks have won and covered 7 straight games right now. They've gone under in 8 of their last 9 games overall here. We've seen this total here bobbing back and forth a little bit, but definitely been on the lower side of things here, although it does appear to be sneaking back up just a tad here off of some of the highs anyway. So let's see what you think in this one between Denver and New York. Denver has gone over in 4 of their last 5. They're 5-2 against the spread their last 7 games overall. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under. So let's go to the chat, though, and see what you have here. This one with the Knicks and the Nuggets here today. All right, I'll spit it out. All right, here we go to the chat. Oops. Okay.
Final.
Okay, here we go. I was trying to D Money's in there today. Hello. Here we go. I'm trying to find. Okay, here we go. Dimitri Bamo's on the Knicks and the under. Fernando's on the Knicks today. That might be it for this one with you guys. How about that? All right. man, this one just has continued to move higher, it seems, right now with these two. I'm going to go with the under in this one with the Knicks and the Celtics today. Give me the under here. Got to think the Knicks, man, what a rush. Public Enemy, though, is going to take the points here with the Nuggets. So Public Enemy liking to take those points here. Look, Nuggets have done a great job covering, obviously, here, but they're on the back-to-back, and they have lost not only to the Pistons, but they did lose to OKC before that. They did cover yesterday's game, though, no doubt about it. I mean, we were on the Nuggets there. You know who else had the Nuggets was Mikey Money yesterday. He had the Nuggets as well. Okay. Public Enemy says Jokic should be able to take control here, maybe win this game. Maybe win this game for the Nuggets, Public Enemy said. And like I said, no sign that Jokic needs a day off here out of playing the back-to-back. I mean, obviously coming off the injury, you got to wonder about that, especially with the way this line has moved. But give me the under. Minnesota at Toronto here, NBA action for Wednesday. Another good one here with Minnesota coming in off of a loss, but they still played very, very well of late. They lost to Memphis on the road. That's after they had defeated Memphis. Played a couple of games in 2 nights. Arizona State and Utah, some steam coming in here right now with this one between the Sun Devils and the Utes. Man, you talk about 2 teams that have been playing some overs. I think this would be one of them. This one, it was 160.5, but we're seeing this one move higher right now with the ASU and Utah. And this total has moved to 162 at this point. So 1-point move here for now, but looks like it's going just a little bit higher too. I would think it looks like a high-scoring game to me. All right. Minnesota here did have a winning streak snap when they lost to Memphis last time out. Toronto beat Utah 107-100 at home. They did not cover 10.5, but they were able to pick up the win last time out. Toronto is 13-9 against the spread as an underdog, but just 9-16 against the spread at home. Minnesota's been a poor cover. We know that. They're also just 17-23 as a favorite coming in. They're up to a 2.5 point favorite at some spots here right now. Man, looks like the move's on Minnesota here a little bit today in the game against Toronto. Now, Julius Randle, he's questionable, and Edwards is questionable. We'll see if those guys can make the lineup here for Minnesota. Given the fact the line is moving in their favor, it does feel to me like they're going to be in the game, at least one of them here today. But I don't know, and the total's moving higher too. Was 227 there now? Man, that one has moved higher here. Here in this one. Let me see. Was as low as 223.5 there with this matchup. So, okay, let's see what you have here. In fact, some books open this as low as 221 with Minnesota and Toronto here. Wow. So this one has continued to move, a rapid riser here, it feels like, with Minnesota and Toronto. Minnesota is 17-9 to the over on the road for the Wolves here. They've won and covered 4 of their last 5, although they've gone just 1-4 against the spread against Toronto in the last 5 meetings. Minnesota just 4-11 in the last 15 against Toronto overall. 7 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams have gone under, and Toronto's gone under in 4 of their last 5 games overall coming into this one. So I'm going to go over with this one between Minnesota and Toronto. I'm going to trust the move here with these two and take the over here for sure with Minnesota and Toronto. That's my play here on the Morning Steam Show. Feels like it's almost getting a little bit too high, but I can only think about the under, the over here in this one. Toronto has been a very consistent under, no doubt about it. 20-31 to the under, 10-15 to the under at home, and Minnesota is 18-22 to the under as a favorite, but I'm taking the over in this one between the Wolves and the Raptors. It's my free pick now because this thing is getting kind of high. All right. And we'll see if you guys have anything in the chat in this one. Public Enemy starts us off. He's on the under here. And Twisted, pumping up our man Ron Crawford in the chat, said he has Nuggets as the play of the day in there. All right, let's go, Ron. And Indiana there as well. All right, Greg says Denver's trying to avoid a 3-game losing streak right now in that other game. All right. Wednesday, the dogs are going to be barking, he says. Here's Twisted on the Raptors on the money line. I'm a little behind you guys here. Sorry about that if I missed some of the plays in there. And Greg says here you got both on back-to-back. Or let's see, I don't know if he's talking about this game. I don't think these guys are on a back-to-back at all. Here, okay, NYC bar is on the over. Okay, we'll get it straight here. I'll just move on. I'm on the over as well. Greg says Minnesota will bounce back from that Memphis loss. Okay. Next up here, Pelicans on the road taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. Pelicans are favored in this one by 5 over the Bucks. I guess the Pelicans have solved all their problems here, huh? With the Pelicans have solved all their problems and they're ready to start winning here finally. Well, they've lost 2 in a row here right now. They are just 13-39 this season. Milwaukee at least is 19-29. Yes, there's a dark cloud hanging around in Milwaukee as they try to figure out what's going to happen with Giannis today. But look, they were able to beat the Bulls last night. They beat the pants off of them there, 113-115. Clobbered them there at home. And for New Orleans here, back-to-back losses to Philly and Charlotte. Now, Milwaukee's not a great cover, 9-13 against the spread at home. And get this, the Pelicans have been a favorite only 5 other times this season, but they've covered them all. They've won and covered all 5 times. They've been a favorite here this year. So maybe that's their magic formula here when they're favored. But man, the Bucks, I know they're the ones coming off the back-to-back, so maybe that does benefit New Orleans here, but New Orleans hasn't been great this year. We know that. New Orleans comes in here right now having lost 15 of their last 20 games overall. They're 4-2, though, against the spread. In their last 6 games, they're just 2-5 against the spread against Milwaukee in the last 7 meetings. Milwaukee, just 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 at home. They're 1-5 straight up and against the spread in their last 6 games overall. 15 of the last 18 meetings between the Pelicans and the Bucks have gone over. These two teams, though, have not met yet this season still for New Orleans here. They are just 1-4 to the under in those 5 games that they were favorites. They're also 11-14 to the under overall. For Milwaukee here, they're 11-16 to the under as an underdog. So, let's see how you have this one here with New Orleans taking on Milwaukee here today. And I'll go to the chat here. Here we go. Bucks and Pelicans. Dimitri, he's on the board. He says, give me the Bucks. Public Enemy is going to lay it with the Pelicans. He never thought he would, but he's going to do it. He's going to take the Pelicans on the money line and the over here with this one. All right, I'm going to take the under, you guys. I got to go under here with the Pelicans and the Bucks. Today, give me the under. Hope I'm not going too fast here. We got 4 dozen of you, and I know that I love to see the comments and the picks. Here's Fernando with the under here. Might be going a little bit fast with this heavy schedule today for sure, but Twisted also coming in on the under with me. All right, here we go. Next up, it's a good card here. Look at this one. Celtics and Rockets here. Rockets favored by 5.5. Total here says 216, but I think we've seen a move here all of a sudden within the last few minutes here. Down to 214 here with this one. We're moving lower here right now with the Celtics and the Bucks. Up from a high of opener of 217 here right now with the Celtics and the Bucks. All right, let's see what's going on here. Let me update that because it's down to 214.5 here right now. All right, I'm not sure I'm seeing it the way the sharps are here. I don't know if this is early morning action. If you're seeing necessarily the public getting involved here. All right. For the Celtics here, they come in having won 4 of their last 5. Meanwhile, Houston's won 5 of their last 6. But Houston's gone just 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games. Despite all those wins, Houston has won 3 in a row here right now. Wins here over Atlanta, Dallas, and Indy, although they failed to cover as a favorite in 2 of those games, the Indy game and the Dallas game for Boston. Meanwhile, they won and covered all 3 games as a favorite against Sacramento, Milwaukee, and last night against Dallas, despite Cooper Flagg's awesome performance. What do you have? 36 points in 35 minutes. Another great performance from Cooper Flagg, but still Boston got the win. They got the money, but got to mention Flagg here since Dallas doesn't have a game today, and he was awesome again. Boston here 16-10 against the spread on the road, 9-5 against the spread as an underdog. No, Houston's been a crummy play really for the most part. They've gone here 8-13 against the spread at home, 19-25 against the spread as a favorite here. The line right now at 5.5, pretty much everywhere. I'm starting to see there's some 6s out there too. Bovada 5 -15, but there's some other books here in Vegas kind of hanging a 6 here right now. Boston, yes, they're coming in off the back-to-back, but I don't know. Boston here, 10-16 to the under on the road. Houston, 7-14 to the under at home. This one continues, like I said, to move lower. It's a 3-point move off the opener from 217 down here to 214 right now at the sharp books. Man, doesn't feel like much value's left on that under. Boston's won 8 of the last 11 meetings between these two teams, although they've gone just 2-4 against the spread, meaning they're probably usually favored in their games against Houston. The teams met back in November. Houston won 128-101 in their meeting back in Boston. Houston was actually a road favorite there in that one. All right, let's go to the chat here with this one and see what you got with the Celtics and the Rockets today. All right, here we go. A lot going on here. Can we get a trade? I want to do a trade. I want to do some breaking news. Okay, here we go. 1K Protection Firm says you got a bunch of G League games out there right now with the players getting traded. No, they don't even want to show up at this point. Pelicans are going to win in that game there for Greg. Back in the game we talked about, he's also got the Pelicans there. Dimitri, I think, is on the under in this one. Our Tom's good morning. And Greg says spread was 4 for the Pelicans. Now look where it's at. Here we go with this game. Public Enemy's on the Celtics. Our Thompson's on the Rockets here. And Dimitri says, look, that's not too far a trip. You're going from Dallas over to Houston. But you know what they used to have, and Dimitri might remember or know, but they don't really have it necessarily anymore because they don't make the teams do it as frequently. But they used to have the old Texas Triangle, the Triangle of Death. You'd go in there and play the Rockets, the Mavericks, and the Spurs. You'd rarely come out of there with more than a win sometimes. Hey, there was some steam here just moments ago with St. Joe's in their matchup today with George Washington. St. Joe's was getting 2 points from GW, but we're seeing the move come in here on St. Joe's right now, and it's down to a pick-em here at a lot of spots. A little 2-point move there. St. Joe's just took the steam moments ago here on the Morning Steam Show. All right, let's see here. Greg says 110 to 105. But he says that he likes Boston and the over here. And I do too. I got to take Boston. I mean, they're the team that covers the spread, and Houston's not. So even if Houston's able to win this game, I think Boston stays in here today. All right, here's some steam also quickly on Youngstown State in their matchup with Purdue Fort Wayne. We already talked about the total in that game. Now here comes the side with Youngstown State taking the steam. They were getting 3. And it is down to 2 here at Circa right now. Steam on Youngstown State. 2.5 everywhere else. But 3 down to 2 here at Circa. Youngstown State just took the steam. I'm on Boston here with their game against the Rockets. All right, next up. Okay, here we go. One more time for good measure. Oklahoma City and San Antonio. Man, these teams have played half their games against one another, it feels like already. This is the 5th meeting of the season between. So they've already played this will be their 4th, season meeting. Of course, they had the semifinal game in the Cup. Thunder here favored by 1.5.
Play.
Got some steam here right now with Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Wisconsin-Milwaukee here taking a little steam right now in their matchup here this evening with Detroit. Detroit's been a pretty good cover. Wisconsin-Milwaukee has not been the best of covers, but right now Wisconsin-Milwaukee just moved from 4.5, and now the current line is up to 6 here with Wisconsin-Milwaukee taking the steam here this morning. Okay, so we got the Spurs and the Thunder. Now look, we think of all those wins that the Spurs had, but the Thunder did win the last meeting at home, 119 to 98 as an 8.5-point favorite. That was back on January the 13th. But we know the Spurs won the 3 games before that, for sure. We know now. And look at this total here, down to 222.5 here, it looks like. Been a steady progression here to the under between these two. Oklahoma City comes in here with a pair of wins over Denver and Orlando in their last 2 games, including last night. OKC dumped Orlando at home, 128 to 92. We had the under in that one. Here's Pacific taking some steam in their matchup tonight with Santa Clara. Pacific was getting 7 points, but they just took some steam here now, and it is down here to 6 with Pacific taking the steam against Santa Clara. All right, breaking it down here, Thunder and the Spurs. The Spurs are off of a win over Orlando as well. So both these teams just took on Orlando at home. Orlando's doing a little Texas triangle here. So if you want to compare them, right, Oklahoma City beat Orlando by 36 points, and San Antonio won by just 9. Not fair, not a fair comparison. That was a blowout last night for sure. For San Antonio, they're 11-6 against the spread as an underdog this season. They maybe have the Spurs number, right? Not only with those 3 games, but in general, they've done such a nice job against them over the last couple of years here. Here's Wofford and BMI, top of the board. Steam to the under here with Wofford and BMI. It was 151.5, and the steam just came in on this one. It's down to 149 here. Wofford and BMI, steam to the under. All right, so Oklahoma City just 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 meetings with OKC. San Antonio's gone under in 7 straight games, and 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two have gone under. Now Oklahoma City has gone over in 6 of their last 8 games. Man, I had a rough night last night. San Antonio is 8-15 to the under at home here. And Oklahoma City, like I said, look, they've had their struggles here right now. This is the toughest it's been for Oklahoma City. When I say tough, means they've lost 4 of their last 14 overall. But, they did have a little bit of a skid here of late, probably their toughest part of the season, it feels like right now. And the fact they're coming in off the back-to-back and the Spurs aren't. I mean, look, the Spurs play this team as tough as anybody. Spurs have gone under in 6 of their last 7 games at home. I got to take the San Antonio Spurs here, don't you? Go ahead in the chat. I'm sure there'll be some Thunder supporters for sure. This team's so great. They rocked last night. I was on them. Here we go. I was on the under here on this show. Public Enemy's on the Spurs. Bar does like the over here. And Thunder, though, for Fernando. Greg says Houston beat Chicago by 6 points. Here's our Tops on the Thunder. So it looks like some Thunder supporters in there. I'm going to take San Antonio in this one. Okay. Just wait to see if there's any. I'm sorry if I'm waiting too long for the. Just want to make sure I get all your picks in there. I said I'm going to do that project with trying to put the plays together. I haven't really done a good job on that either. Can barely make it to the shows, I guess, right now. All right, here we go. Keep it going. Grizzly Kings. Grizzly King. It sounds like a bad Netflix show. All right. Both teams struggling here right now. Sacramento's on a pretty long losing streak here. They've lost 9 in a row. Here's Wisconsin, Green Bay taking the steam right now. Wisconsin, Green Bay taking the steam against Northern Kentucky. I'm not sure that Ken Palm ratings would say that to take Green Bay. Just kidding, Coach Gottlieb. He said that Ken Palm is not accurate. He said Ken Palm is not a good. So I guess what does Coach Gottlieb's top 10 look like? Vanderbilt, Louisville, North Carolina, Arkansas, St. John's, Utah. I mean, does he not have the same teams as everybody? Does he not have like Arizona, Michigan, and Duke. What does he have them like 9th, 13th, and 15th or something? Come on, coach. No wonder he's struggled there at Green Bay. Sure, he's had a little bit of success here finally here in the last month or two, but not after another crummy start and a crummy. You know what? You got to embrace the metrics, right? I mean, even this old man knows that you got to trust the numbers here a little bit. But anyway, Green Bay. What I'm trying to say is Green Bay just took the steam against Northern Kentucky just a few moments ago. They were getting 7. It's down to 6 here right now. But that was Coach's comments there yesterday about KenPom ratings. And look, I'm not just talking about KenPom. Like I said, I like to follow the Massey ratings. I like to follow the Sagarin ratings and a couple of others as well. Southern Miss and Marshall. Here's some steam in this one to the under here with Southern Miss and Marshall. It was 149, but the steam came in. We're down to 147 here with Southern Miss and Marshall. All right, Grizzly King. So Kings on a 9-game losing streak here right now, but the move here has kind of been to the Grizzlies here, it looks like. In fact, a lot of places, I mean, it's down to 1. I probably just got to adjust it here and call it 1.
Steam play.
Here's some steam coming in right now. College basketball action with Oklahoma and Kentucky. Some steam to the over here in this one. You know, maybe these teams trend a little bit under this year, but usually Oklahoma in these road games like this in conference right now, usually going to have a higher score, I would think. Anyway, the steam just came in on the over between Oklahoma and Kentucky. It was 150, opened as low as 151.5 here at some books. Right now we're seeing Oklahoma and Kentucky up to 155 here, 155.5. Big move here with that steam today with Oklahoma and Kentucky steam to the over. All right. All right, I'm just trying to see if we get any trades. Come on. Okay, also, Memphis has struggled here of late as well, but they did win last game over Minnesota 137-128. That was in revenge for a 131-114 loss. They played back-to-back games at Memphis. Minnesota was able to get the first win, but then Memphis came back to win the next night. So let's see what you've got here in this one with Grizzlies taking on the Kings. Grizzlies have lost 6 of their last 7, just 2-5 against the spread in those games. Memphis here is 5-2 against the spread. Their last 7 meetings with Sacramento. Sacramento's not only been on this big losing streak, they're 1-4 against the spread in their last 9. Memphis has gone over in 6 of their last 9, and Sacramento's gone over in 4 of their last 6 at home. 9 of the last 12 meetings between these two have gone under. But, man, let's see what you've got here with this one with Memphis and Sacramento here. I'm going to go to the chat. Okay,
Steam play.
Let me throw this steam in here real quick. Plenty of games today to keep our eyes on. Here's some steam to the over with Iowa and Washington late game tonight in the Big Ten. It was 139.5. Steam coming in right now with this one between Iowa and Washington, and that current line is all the way up here right now to 141.5. So about a 2-point move there to the over with Iowa and Washington. All right, I better get my move here going. I like Memphis in this game. I'm going to take Memphis. I like them to win the game probably. Look, I'm only getting one now. Kind of missing out on these points here, but give me Memphis. I think they can actually win this one at Sacramento here tonight. These two teams met back in November. Memphis won them both, once at home, once here in Sacramento. They won at Sacramento 115 to 107 in that one as a 3.5 point favorite. They also won at home by 41 points in that one. So Memphis has had their struggles here, certainly, but I'm going to take them here in this one against Sacramento on Wednesday night for Memphis here. They do have players who may not be able to make this lineup, as you mentioned, for sure. But Sabonis is questionable for the Kings right now. He could be dealt today, I think, but we'll see. I don't think any of these Memphis guys are going to be in. Aldama is questionable, but look, they've acquired Hendricks, they've acquired Clayton, and they've acquired Anderson. Those guys are probably out here right now, and also. Niang is out, and definitely all these new guys here. Ja Moran is out as well, but I'm still taking Memphis right now. I've got Sacramento with some struggles here. Okay, Lehigh and Loyola, Maryland. We do have some steam here with this one, with Lehigh and Loyola, Maryland. Steam to the over here. It was 148 with Lehigh and Loyola, Maryland, but we're seeing this one higher here right now. In fact, I'm selling the total up to 151 here, so at least a 3-point move overnight with Lehigh and Loyola, Maryland. Have I even gotten to your plays yet here on Memphis? Here's Dimitri on Memphis, James Parms on Sacramento, and Public Enemy's on the Kings. So is Greg here. Yeah, look, it's going to be for Memphis. I like their momentum. Obviously, with the big trade, they're going to have some players out of this lineup. You mentioned a little bit of G League. I'm playing the spot here with Memphis. I just also not liking much of what I've seen from Sacramento here right now. Okay, a little bit more steam here. I think we're almost ready. We got Army taking the steam here right now for Army. They were getting 10.5 points, but they just took the steam in their matchup with Colgate. And it's down here to 10. It was 11, down to 10. Was 11, actually, down to 10 here. Steam on Army. Also, just seconds ago, steam on the Oakland Golden Grizzlies in their matchup today. Oakland was favored here by 6 on the road against Cleveland State. Oakland's been an okay cover. Cleveland State not awesome against the spread, but Oakland just took the steam there in that one against Cleveland State. Right now, Oakland is up to a 7-point favorite here against Cleveland State. All right. Okay, let's see here. Get your plays in here right now. And Greg talking about the big, talking about these deals that went down a little bit. And Memphis with all this new personnel, and not only that, a bunch of first-round draft picks. Okay, we got one more here right now. I'm all over the place here today, aren't I? Okay, one more here. Look at the irony here in this one. I already mentioned it in the monologue, but you have the Cavaliers taking on the Clippers here. Okay, hopefully James Harden can find his way to the gym. Maybe he doesn't know where it's at, but he'll have to switch locker rooms at least here today with the matchup. Okay. Let's see here. One more quick one, man. The steam's rolling in this morning, isn't it? Middle Tennessee, they're taking the steam here right now. Middle Tennessee against Florida International. Florida International's been okay against the spread for sure. Middle Tennessee hasn't been too swift, I don't think. But right now, Middle Tennessee is taking the steam here in the matchup against Florida International. And we're seeing Middle Tennessee up to a 7-point favorite from 6 right now. Middle Tennessee with that steam here this morning. All right. Man, the stock market right now feeling like it's up and down like a bride's nightie. Okay, here we go. Might just roll with your picks here with the matchup, but let me go over some of the numbers here with Cleveland and LA. Cleveland's won 6 of their last 7 games coming in, going 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games. For the Clippers here, they've still won 14 of their last 20. Or covered 14 of their last 20 and won 10 of their last 13 games coming in. Cleveland comes in here off of a win, of course, over Portland, 130-111, third game of the road trip here. For the Clippers, they got clubbed by Philadelphia last time out, but we know the Clippers have been playing pretty darn well here since the start of the year. I mean, really even before that a little bit, one of the hotter teams in the league. And, well, they made a deal here that hopefully will improve them, although it may be a minute before they kind of get it together here. Still, you have a Cleveland team that's 14-26 against the spread overall here, or I'm sorry, as a favorite for Cleveland here. This spread currently sitting at down to 2 here right now, pretty much everywhere. And the total is looks like 223, 222.5 here in this one with the Clips and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Also did just see some steam come in here just seconds ago on Baylor in their matchup today with Colorado. Baylor was a 7-point favorite, but they just took some steam right now. And Baylor here is up to 8
Steam play.
Juiced. So Baylor here taking the steam in their matchup with Colorado. Also, moments ago, South Dakota taking the steam here right now in their matchup. South Dakota here. It's South Dakota and Missouri, Kansas City under. Steam to the under there in that one. It was 156.5 steam to the under with South Dakota and Missouri, Kansas City. And I'm showing that total down here to 154.5. Looks like about a 2-point move there in that one with South Dakota and Missouri, Kansas City. All right. Hey, for me in this one, I'm going to have to take the Clippers here against the Cavaliers tonight. Give me the Clippers in this one. Hey, I think it's a move for the better. Thank you to James Harden, and we tried to give it a try with you, but we know you don't like to stay anywhere for too long. He just wants to be on a bunch of. Maybe Harden is too. He thought that the Clippers. Look, they're still not even 500 right now. There's no guarantee the Clippers are going to make the playoffs, but I would think that continued on their current trajectory that they would.
Steam play.
Make the playoffs here, but still Cleveland's 30-21. Maybe Harden, wants to go to a team where he knows he can make the playoffs here. He hasn't asked for a trade yet from Cleveland. In fact, like I said, they're going to end up picking up another year with him for it would seem like. So, okay, I'm going to take the Clippers though in this one. Let's go to the chat here real quick. Public Enemy is on the under. And Greg says Kings beat the Knicks and Denver. Okay. Now, nobody's too interested in this game as far as the bet is concerned, it feels like here. Cleveland has covered 6 of the last 9 meetings between the two teams overall. Clippers have gone over in 4 of their last 5, and 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone over, but I'm going to have to take the Clippers here. Jordy likes them to win outright. Okay, I guess that's it for the NBA. Thank you for bearing with me through that. All that steam coming in college ball today, but like you said, I mean, yeah, like Greg said, the steam doesn't guarantee a winner, uh, but that's not what it's about. Really, what we're reporting is actionable betting information, not saying the steam wins at all. In fact, I think this week, steam's only about 8 games over 500 on the steam that we've reported on the air here, which probably is okay after a couple of days, but really, we're just trying to make sure you know what games are on the move right at that time. There's no doubt that what we're giving you is the fact that the line is moving or has moved within the last under 2 or 3 minutes for sure. The biggest moves, and that's what we report on here on the morning steam show. Okay, so that's what we do. All right, Clippers and over for personal account. And Greg says maybe the Clippers do get this one with a little home cooking. Okay. Thanks, gang. Here we go. I'm having some fun, but okay, we've got an interesting college basketball card today, and hopefully I picked some good games for us to look at here today. They're not all major games for sure. We're just going to try to touch on some key matchups in the respective conferences here. Not all big, not all majors, not all mid majors. So let's get into it. First up, okay, South Alabama here taking on Appalachian State here in this one. Important matchup here, it feels like, with these two riding atop or right outside the standings here right now. South Alabama and Appalachian State kind of trying to keep pace here right now with these two. Bring up this one here. So current standings in the Sun Belt. Of course, Troy is 8-3 in first place. South Alabama is 7-3 in second place, a half a game back, and Appalachian State is 8-4. They're a half a game back right now. So very interesting here between these two. All right, the widely reported steam did come in here, or let's see here. Oh no, that's my pick. MS, not steam. Morning steam pick right here. I'm on Appalachian State in this one between South Alabama and Appalachian State. It has gone up here a little bit. I believe it's 5.5 right now. Maybe it did get a little bit of steam. Here, yeah, 5. Well, it's still 5 at circa, and the total's dropped here to 129 or so in this one. I'm still going to call it 5.5 here. It feels like right now, for the most part, it feels like the most accurate line anyway. But Appalachian State's won 4 in a row right now. Looking pretty strong here with covers over Troy and Southern Miss last two. They also beat ULM and ULL for their 4-game winning streak. South Alabama, meanwhile, has won 3 straight over JMU, Coastal, and Georgia State. They did not cover against Georgia State, but hey, they're 6-3 against the spread as a dog. But Appalachian State, 14-8 against the spread overall. Both teams pretty strong here in the Sun Belt, trying to keep pace with Troy. First place Troy right now. So South Alabama's gone 6-3 against the spread in their last 9. They've won 5 of their last 6 overall. So is Appalachian State. Appalachian State 10-4 against the spread in their last 14. South Alabama's covered 13 of the last 18 meetings between these two teams. 12 of the last 18 meetings, 12 of the last 18 games for Appalachian State have gone under. South Alabama's gone under in 6 of their last 9. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams have gone over. South Alabama does have a tendency to go over in some of these Sun Belt road games. I'm going to take Appalachian State here in this one, minus 5.5 or so. I'll take App State. There's an app for that. Twisted got it at 4. How about that? And personal account with me taking App State. Let's take App State in this one. It's going to be a good one, though. Kovacevic wins here just moments ago. All right, Stop Geo. Good to see you in the chat. Yeah, I'm trying to hold down the show here a little bit. Nothing's happening, man. I thought we'd have a trade or two. A little early, I guess. Okay, next up. Another 6. This one also at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific, just like the other one. Got to keep an eye on this one here in the Big East with Seton Hall and Villanova. Yes, Connecticut is 12-1, and St. John's right behind them, 10-1. Or Connecticut 12-0, of course, and St. John's 10-1. But third place, Villanova 7-3. Fourth place, the Seton Hall 6-5. So feels like a pretty decent matchup here with these two, worth taking a look at. For Seton Hall here, they've won 14 of their last 20, although just 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 against Villanova, and just 1-12 straight up in their last 13 against the Cats. Villanova's won 16 of their last 20, gone 4-1 against the spread in their last 5. Villanova's gone over in 7 of their last 8 games. Seton Hall's gone under in 4 of their last 5, and 4 of the last 5 games between these two teams have gone under. This one's on Peacock here tonight. Seton Hall with back-to-back wins over Xavier and Marquette. For Villanova, meanwhile, they're coming in off of a win over Providence, 83-73. They covered 8.5 points in that one. Seton Hall, one of the best spread teams in the country as an underdog, if not the best. They're 8-1 against the spread, getting the points. 5-0 against the spread as an underdog this season. That might be hard to pass up here right now. The fact that they're getting 7.5 points here from Villanova today. Let's see what you think in this one. Is that good enough for you here to consider the Hall in this one? It is for me. I'm going to take Seton Hall plus these points have been tremendous here on the road right now. Give me Seton Hall plus the points on the road. Wow.
Final.
Oh, geez. There we go. Let's get to your picks here in the chat. And Barr was on South Alabama there in that last one. Stop Geo is upset with his Pistons right now. Oh, he's upset with them on the trade deadline. He wants them to make a deal. Hey, I wouldn't worry about it right now. I think the Pistons. Look, I don't mind if they stand pat. I mean, they did get Kevin Huerter and Dario Saric. I mean, and a number 1. I mean, that's big. I think that's big, right? Oh, he's talking about it right here. He says, "This here, it's open. Go make a move, and then yeah, okay, I got you, Stop Geo. I got you. I understand now." And Bobby Mack joining us in the chat today. I'll take Seton Hall. Twisted maybe on Villanova here. Keep it going right now here in the college ranks with another Big 12 man. We're with a Big 12 matchup here with Central Florida taking on Houston. You know, Houston, a pretty big favorite here. In this one, they did take the steam. I think we mentioned it here on the show a short time ago. But let's take a look here. Central Florida, 17-4 right now. They probably shouldn't be unranked here. I mean, they've won 3 straight right now with wins over Colorado, ASU, and Texas Tech. Houston only has 2 losses, right? You know, we know how good they are, and they're ranked here 8th in the nation. So, you know, Central Florida's got a pretty interesting team here for sure. They're getting some big points. Yeah, the steam came in on Houston here, but Central Florida's had a great run right now. They're 7-3 against the spread as an underdog. Houston 8-6 against the spread at home. Houston's been covering though. Of late here, several games right now. They covered against Cincinnati, covered against TCU, covered against ASU, covered against West Virginia. Of course, they're favorites in all of those games. They did lose to Texas Tech, remember, in there. We were on Texas Tech there in that one. But, man, you really, Houston covering numbers. But this Central Florida team, ooh, you guys, Central Florida team, very stubborn, man. Let's take a look at some of the numbers with these two, and I'll try to stay awake here with this show going on. Like I said, had a rough night. All right. For these two teams, they have not yet met this season. Houston won last year's matchup 69-68, but only as a 13.5 as a 13.5 point favorite at Central Florida. So yeah, Houston did win by a point, but they didn't come close to covering in that game. Houston here has covered 5 of their last 6. They've gone under in 6 of their last 9. Central Florida's gone under in 7 of their last 9, and 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams have gone under. I'm just going to take the under in this one with Central Florida and Houston. I'll go under here at 148.5 here. I better call it 147.5 right now. Let's not cheat the number here. It's obviously been going down a little bit, and I'll take the under in this one. And the spread here, I'm seeing it as high as 16 right now, actually. Okay, like I said, the steam came in on Houston. I'm showing, in fact, 16.5 right now at Circa, which, that's the sharp shop. So maybe Houston is going to blow them out. But, Central Florida's done a nice job right now. I don't know if they're going to get blown out by Houston, actually. You might look for this one on the premium ranks here, it feels like. All right. Robert does like the under. Oh, that was in the Central, in the Seton Hall Villanova game. Greg here. I wonder if there's a delay with the entry of the getting the information to me here, the picks. All right. And Greg says it's Houston to take him to the woodshed, but that would be a cover right there, I do believe, now with this current line for Central Florida. Okay, we got to go to this one with Texas A&M and Alabama here for sure. Oops, I might have went out of order here actually, because I have another. Let me go to let me keep it in order here if I can, you guys, with my notes today all over the place. This one's next for me. We've got a important matchup here for sure, and I want to cover this one with Furman and East Tennessee State. We've got the Alabama game there coming up, but definitely worth taking a look at here in this one with East Tennessee State and Furman. I got to check this one out given the current standings here. These guys are certainly battling it out here right now. Let me take a look at the current standings here, as a matter of fact. All right, Furman 7-3 in the Southern. East Tennessee 8-2 right now. So very crucial matchup here in the Southern Conference today between these two. We have East Tennessee State here favored by 6, and the total 143 in this matchup. So see what you have here. This is going to be a good one. Crucial game here in the Southern Conference between these two. Furman 16-7 overall. East Tennessee State, they're 16-7 overall. Furman's won 3 in a row over Greensboro, Samford, and Chattanooga. They didn't cover against Samford and Chattanooga. In fact, this is Furman, they're just 1-3 against the spread as an underdog this year. East Tennessee is 7-4 against the spread as a favorite. Furman's gone 1-3 to the under in their 4 games as an underdog, and East Tennessee does kind of trend to the under as well. But I'm going over with my pick in this one. Give me the over here with Furman and East Tennessee. That's going to be my pick for sure here. These two teams have not met yet this season. They met nearly a year ago to the day here at East Tennessee, and East Tennessee won it 72-69 as a 3-point favorite. It pretty much landed right on the number in every category. The total was 141. The Paladins did win the home game last year 73-70, nearly identical scorers in both games, and the spread was kind of the same. The home team was favored by 3 or 4 points in each one. So let's see what you got here with these two, Furman and East Tennessee State, here on Wednesday. All right, let's go to the chat here. Sorry about the mix-up of the schedule there. Furman for Twisted. Robert's on East Tennessee State, and Greg has his prediction here. He's got it 73-69 with this one. All right, let's see here. Furman has failed to cover in 4 of their last 5 games, although they've won 12 of their last 15 games overall coming in. East Tennessee State's won 8 of their last 10. They've also won 15 of 17 at home, dating back to last season. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone over. I'll take the over with Furman and East Tennessee State. All right, next up. Now we've got the Texas A&M and Alabama game, and I showed you another sneak peek in another game there, but got to go to this one with Texas A&M and Alabama, certainly here in this SEC matchup, just given the fact that you look at the standings right now, and of course you've got A&M on top at 7-1 in conference play. Alabama just 4-4 right now. They've had their woes a little bit in conference play so far. Still can't seem to get over the hump. Texas A&M somehow finds himself unranked right now. I don't know what's going on. I mean, everyone wants to say the SEC's down here in basketball this season, but that doesn't seem like that Texas A&M should be slighted here 7-1 in this conference. I'll take my chances with some of these SEC teams, especially if they're going to be underrated a little bit, huh? Right now, the current line, like I said, the steam came in here on Alabama, apparently, and that has put them currently as an 8-point favorite, maybe some 7.5. Bovada's got it 8.5. There's 8.5s out there still right now with Texas A&M, and I'm taking Texas A&M. I don't care. I'm taking A&M here. Come on. I'll go over some numbers here, I guess, so let help in case you haven't been checking it out. A&M's won 4 straight coming into this one with wins and covers over Texas, Mississippi State, South Carolina, and Georgia. They've been a cover machine, 6-1 against the spread on the road, 5-0 against the spread as an underdog this season. Meanwhile, Alabama just 5-9 against the spread at home this season. So I've got to take Texas A&M here in this one against Alabama. Texas A&M does go under in a lot of these conference road games, but haven't seen a few overs here. Texas A&M 13-7 to the over overall. And look at this total at 170. Is it still 179? You can move it down a little bit here, maybe to 178 right now. I'll call it 8 and 178 since I'm taking A&M, but you can get some 8.5s out there if that's the side you're interested in. If not, like I said, Circa is actually 7.5 here with this matchup. So big time matchup here. Does A&M keep it going? Unbelievable that the pollsters have kind of overlooked them, it feels like right now. But we'll see. They'll keep winning here and then probably be move. And then if they can get this win, an upset win here, obviously, look at that. I mean, like I said, you've got a first place team here in A&M, 7-1, going up against a 4-4 Alabama team, and look at Alabama here as such a huge favorite. So I'm sure the move will be right. Alabama will probably beat it. I can't do it. I don't believe it here. And Alabama's got some missing pieces here. Bristow is out. Hannah is out. And Bull Bowen, he's questionable here as well. So I'm taking A&M here. All right, Dimitri here. Oh, hey, good morning to Nasty Nate in the chat. He's ready for Super Bowl Sunday with Drake May to get a touchdown. Dimitri here is on Texas A&M. Twisted's on A&M as well. Barr's on Alabama. And Twisted also taking the money line for A&M. Greg Gibson here. I think he prefers A&M as well. He has Alabama winning it by 6. Greg Gibson, A&M in the over. And I think that's it for that one. I'm taking Texas A&M. Okay, another important game here. I've got to go to this one with Furman taking on East Tennessee State. Another crucial game here overall. We take a look right now with I'm sorry, we already did that one. There we go. This is the one I want. With Lipscomb and Austin P here on Wednesday. This one's on the extra board. And this is a crucial matchup between first place and second place here between these two will be decided in this one. Taking a look currently at the standings here. For Furman here, they are 7. I'm sorry. I keep going back to the screwing up the order has not
Critical notice.
helped me there. Okay, here we go. Lipscomb currently 8-2 in second place. Austin P 9-1 in first place in the Atlantic Sun Conference here. Still Austin P favored by 3. Total 155. Oh boy, did they time? Okay, okay, yeah. This one is at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Okay, I got it right here now. This total has gone up considerably to 158 here. Wow, man, I'm not getting the best of this one. I might have to switch to the side here. 3 and 158 right now. Woo! This one's up at least 3.5 points from the opener with Lipscomb and Austin P. The widely reported steam did come in on the over here with Lipscomb and Austin P. A big game here in the A-Sun for first place right now. Let's see how you have it with Lipscomb and Austin P. here. Get out some of the numbers for this game. All right, here we go. For Austin P coming into this one, they're 15-6 overall. Lipscomb comes in 15-8. Austin P's won 4 straight games right now with wins over Gulf Coast, Stetson, Eastern Kentucky, and West Georgia. Austin P 6-4 against the spread as a favorite, but Lipscomb 5-3 against the spread as an underdog. Lipscomb comes off a win over North Florida, 100-94 in regulation, but they did not cover 10.5. Before that, they lost to Jacksonville, but had wins over Gulf Coast, Stetson, and Austin P. Hey, let me squeeze in some steam here while we're processing this one. New Mexico State and Louisiana Tech some steam to the under in this one with New Mexico State and La Tech. It was 138, but man, we are down here to at least 136 right now in this one. I'm showing 135 actually at Bet Online, so about a 3-point move to the under there with New Mexico State and Louisiana Tech. All right, let's get your play here with Lipscomb and Austin P. I'm going to go over still. I mean, I'm not getting the best of it at all, but give me the over here with Lipscomb and Austin P at 158. Yeah, it's kind of gone through the roof here a little bit, but Lipscomb is 7-4-1 to the over on the road. Austin P actually is a pretty big under so far this season at home, 2-5. These two teams did meet in their first meeting, however, and it went for 160 points, 82-78. Lipscomb got the win as a 2.5-point favorite. They got the money. Lipscomb does kind of own this series between these two teams. Lipscomb's gotten the best of it for sure over the last couple of years. In fact, Lipscomb is 7-0, 8-0 straight up, 7-0 against the spread in the last 7 meetings against the teams. Lipscomb 6-1 straight up in their last 7, despite going 3-6 against the spread overall in their last 9. Austin Peay's won 11 of their last 12, and however, just went 2-4 against the spread in their last 6. 8 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over. Last year here at Austin P, it was 95-78. Lipscomb got
Critical
the win
notice.
on the road as a 7.5-point favorite. Give me the over here in this one with Lipscomb and Austin P. Get some of your comments in here right now. Hello to Wine Time in the chat today. And Philly Eagle Fire, he's on the island of Crete. The island of Crete. Greg Gibson here, 80-76, and Robert McCormick likes Austin P to win this one and cover. All right. And last up here, we've got a Mountain West action. Big game here as well between the teams that are in second and third place in the Mountain West, with Utah State taking on New Mexico. And New Mexico is favored here right now by 2. And the total 157 here in this one, with the Lobos at home.
Final.
Here, the current standings right now in the Mountain West. Like I said, these two teams are basically in second and third place coming in. Utah State's 9-2. New Mexico's 9-2. San Diego State won yesterday to improve to 10-2. So let's see how this one fares today with New Mexico at home in this one. They're 18-4. Utah State is 18-3. New Mexico's won 4 straight games coming in with wins over San Jose,
Final.
UNLV, Nevada, and Fresno, although they went just 1-3 against the spread in those 4 games. For Utah State here, meanwhile, 3 straight wins over Colorado State, Wyoming, and San Diego State in that big game at home. The Aztecs right got the money in that one, but Utah State got the win. And let's see if you have a pick in this one with Utah State taking on Utah State taking on New Mexico here in the pit on Wednesday night, one of the toughest venues in the country to play. Utah State here, though, has gone 11-4 in their last 15 games against New Mexico. Utah State is 17-3 right now, 18-3, as I said, coming into this one, but they've failed to cover in 5 of their last 6 overall. New Mexico's won 7 of their last 8, and they've gone 10-3 against the spread in their last 13 games overall. So 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Also, 6 of the last 7 games for New Mexico have gone over, and Utah State's gone over in 8 of their last 12 games coming in here. But this total actually has gone it's gone up from an opener of 154.5 all the way up to 158.5 here right now in this one. These two teams have produced a lot of overs this year, especially New Mexico. They are 15-6 to the over right now. I'm going to take the over here in this one with Utah State and New Mexico tonight at the Pit. Dimitri's on New Mexico. Robert's on New Mexico. He's also on the under here. And Greg said Utah State will win this one in a close one. All right, that's it for my college preview here today. Man, there are a lot of other good matchups. Just doesn't have a lot of time. We got a big 10-game hockey card here right now, but just some other good matchups today to be on the lookout for, including Butler and Providence, Tulsa and Florida Atlantic, BYU and Oklahoma State, Clemson and Stanford, Iowa and Washington, among others. All right, let's go to the hockey tonight. Thank you for joining me here on the show. Let's start it off in the NHL, shall we? Let's fire up the old goalie computer and see what we got here today on the ice. Bruins and Panthers here in this one on Wednesday. And see what we got with the goalie situation here. I'm still kind of torn on this one. I'm not sure. Could be Korpisalo and Tarasov. It could be Swayman and Bobrovsky. I'm just not quite sure at this point. Got a couple of the sites. I guess if I had to look overall, I'd probably say it's going to be Swayman and Bobrovsky. I got two of the sides kind of agreeing here on this one. Anyways, you got Florida favored here, minus $1.40 or so, total 6.5 in this one. Bruins here come in having won 10 of their last 13 overall, although they are just 3-7 in their last 10 against the Panthers. But the Panthers come in here with 4 straight losses right now. Losses to Utah, St. Louis, Winnipeg, and Buffalo. Boston's gone over in 7 of their last 8 games and over in 5 straight on the road. Florida's gone over in 5 of their last 6 games, and 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone over here. Florida just 1-4 straight up in their last 5. They're 1-6 straight up in their last 7 games at home here. So they have been struggling, but you know what? It might be a little bit of value here in this one between the Bruins and the Panthers. Florida's gone over in 23 of 39 games as a favorite, and Boston is 22-16 to the over as an underdog. The two teams combined 64-47 to the over here. And the fact that, to me, look, I think it's mostly 6 over right now. I'm going over in this one between Boston and Florida. Give me the over here tonight. Bruins money line for Philly Eagle Flyer. Robert's on the Bruins here, and Greg has it 4-3. Panthers finally break the slide. Okay, next up. Canadians here are on the road, taking on the Jets. I'm showing here, looks like it's going to be a Montembeault and Hellebuck, I believe, going in this one. Hellebuck is confirmed here. Montreal is not confirmed yet. For Hellebuck, he's 13-15-7 with a 2.75 goals against and a 90% save percentage here. Montreal has gone 4-2 in their last 6 games against the Jets. Jets have dropped 6 of 9 Coming into this one, Montreal's over in 4 of their last 5 on the road and 6 of the last 9 overall as well. For Winnipeg here, they've lost 6 of their last 9. 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Montreal had their 3-game winning streak snapped last time out with a loss at Minnesota 4-3 in overtime a couple of nights ago. Winnipeg, meanwhile, lost to Dallas the other night 4-3 as well in overtime. Thought Minnesota played pretty well there, but Montreal is playing very well. It seems like, despite the fact they've won 3 of their last 4, but Montreal feels like playing a little bit better than Minnesota at the moment. This total here looks like it's climbing here. I'm showing juiced up 6s here, maybe even 6.5 under right now in this one. So definitely moving higher here with Montreal and Winnipeg here. I'm showing 6.5 unders right now, and I kind of agree with the move here. Do like maybe the Canadiens, but I mean I do like the. Let me take the Montreal Canadiens here in this one. I'm gonna see what happens on this total going higher here right now. I've already might not be getting the best of it. So let me take the Montreal Canadiens here. I like them to beat Winnipeg here. They're playing pretty darn good right now. Here is Philly Flyer. I didn't know either on that game. I just had to throw my hands up and say, I don't know. Robert's on the Habs here, and Greg has it going to a shootout. He does take the Jets here in this one in a 4-3 game. Okay, here we go. No trade yet. What's going on? Spent all show looking around like a fool in here. All right, next up. Blackhawks and Blue Jackets here in this one with the Blue Jackets, man, have these guys been terrific so far with 9 straight? How many wins is it here? Columbus, 6 straight wins for Columbus right now. Chicago, 1-5 in their last 6. Columbus has won 6 straight meetings against the Blackhawks coming in. I'll say this, look, you're getting I don't want to say a big discount here, but just the fact that the Blackhawks are only $1.50 or so. It feels like the Sharps' early move here has been on Chicago for the most part. Yeah. Look, Columbus is playing great. Chicago finally got a win, snapped their losing streak against San Jose. Good for them. They won 6-3 at home and blasted those Sharks. But Columbus is the hot hand here, man. They're one of the hottest teams in the league. If there wasn't for Buffalo, we'd be talking about Columbus right now. They've been so good here of late for Columbus. They come in here right now not only having won 6 in a row and 5 of their last 7 at home, but they've also beaten Chicago in 6 straight meetings between the two teams. Ironically, they've actually lost to Columbus in 7 of the last 10 games at home, but they've won the last few at home against them here. In fact, Chicago has lost to Columbus, as I said, in 6 straight. So the games at Columbus here. Chicago won Columbus won last year here at home 5-1, and also the year before that 7-3. So they're able to beat these guys here right now. Come on, I mean, I'm gonna have to fade the Sharps. I feel like they're all over Chicago, but I don't think I could pass at $1.50 or so. Give me the Blue Jackets here to get it done. I'm gonna take Columbus. Shame on me if Chicago wins. They'll get the money. They'll get my money. Here's Blue Jackets for Greg at 5-3. He also likes the over. Robert, like it feels like I don't want to say no brainer, but I just feel like that the Blue Jackets, as well as they're playing and as bad as Chicago has been right now, that they should probably be $1.75 or higher, it feels like. And I think the Sharps are the one that are keeping this game down. They think the Blackhawks are going to pull off the upset here, it feels like, but I can't do it. I'll be square here, and I'm going to take Columbus in this one. Next up, we got the Wild and the Predators here in Nashville with Gustafsson. Fix that up here. There we go. With Gus in goal, 33-14-10. Nashville 26-23-6. Minnesota winners of 4 straight. Coming in right now, victories over Chicago, Calgary, Edmonton, and Montreal. For Nashville here, they've won a couple in a row over the Islanders and St. Louis. Minnesota 16-8 on the road. They've been one of the best road teams overall for Nashville here. They're 15-12 at home right now, but just 15-23 as an underdog, not their best role for the Predators. Minnesota's won 5 of their last 6. They've won 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams. Minnesota's gone over in 11 of their last 12 games, including 9 of 10 on the road. Nashville's gone over in 8 of their last 10, including 5 straight at home. 11 of the last 16 meetings between these two teams have gone over, including 6 of the last 7 games here in Nashville. Minnesota's 17-10 to the over on the road, 20-13 to the over as a favorite. Nashville's 17-12 to the over at home. I know it's 6.5. It's probably juiced even a little bit higher here right now. In fact, I'm showing it as we speak. As we speak, it continues to go up here right now. Give me the over in this one with Minnesota and Nashville. This one's got to go over tonight, doesn't it? Give me the over here in this one. I will mention the team. They met in December. It was 3-2. They met in November. It was 3-2. So both teams have won on the other's home ice this season by the score of 3-2. So caution there for all those over trends. There's a couple games that did go under. The only 2 meetings between the two teams this season. Philly Eagle Flyer says he's leaning towards the under in that Jackets game. Here's Philly Eagle Flyer with the Wild's team total over. And Greg Gibson says 4-3 Wild, Wild West. Wild, Wild West. All right, here we go. We're reaching the halfway point of the hockey card, and hopefully we're making some good progress here. Detroit at Utah in this one. We got the Mammoth minus $1.45 here in the total. 6.5 under 15. I'd probably say more like 6 over 15 feels like the right price here. And the Mammoth are down to about $1.35 here, maybe $1.40, but maybe a little bit of a move on the Red Wings. But I don't know. I mean, come on. Utah's been terrific at home. Utah comes in 29-23-4. We know Detroit 33-18-6, but hey, Detroit was on a 3-game losing streak until they beat Colorado in revenge last time out. They won 2-0 after a 5-0 home loss, went on the road and was able to beat Colorado. Utah here, meanwhile, 6-2 over Vancouver last time out. Who doesn't beat them? Hey, here's a little bit of college basketball steam real quick. If we could squeeze this in, Arkansas State and Coastal Carolina. Here's some steam to the under in that one at 155. It was 155, but we're seeing the steam come in here on the under in this one, and it's down to 153 right now with Arkansas State, Coastal Carolina steam to the under. All right, Red Wings and Mammoth, though, we're talking here right now. And Utah, 16-8 at home this season, 22-14 is a favorite. They've done the job. Now, we know Detroit, one of the best underdogs out there, 17-13, pretty good, and also 15-8 on the road. here. So let's see what you have here in this one with Detroit taking on Utah. In this one, a little bit of local news here, real quick. A little bit of a breaking news in my world. Maybe you're not too, not too into this one. It feels like, but story just in here right now that Sheil Seidler, the widow of former Padres owner Peter Seidler, has dropped her lawsuit challenging control of the Padres. The brothers kind of assumed control through a court settlement, or basically through the I think through the wishes of Peter Seidler. But this family is an absolute disaster. They're trying to sell the team, and the sooner the better. Actually, it's just unfortunate. You don't want LeCobe wants to come in here, maybe buy the Padres and maybe move them to Oakland or Sacramento possibly, but looks like LeCobe, he's the only publicly known suitor, really met with the Padres officials in San Diego last week. It is uncomfortable because, I think LeCobe could keep him in San Diego, but man, he's Bay Area all the way, and with Oakland leaving for Las Vegas, I don't want to see the Padres ever leave San Diego. That would be a disaster. But that just something I'm interested in than Padre fans are interested in. Okay, here we go though. Okay, I'm back, and I'm talking Red Wings and Mammoth here. Red Wings are 17-13 to the over as an underdog, and the Mammoth are 15-11 to the over at home coming into this one. I think I'm going to go over in this one with the Red Wings and the Mammoth. Give me the over here in this one.
Final.
Next up, Sharks on the road taking on the Avalanche. And what's going on with this one, man? I mean, come on. You got the Avalanche here. Now, it has gone down here a little bit to 260, 265 or so, it feels like. So bringing it back down to earth a little bit here with these two. They're grading these Sharks games like it was 3 years ago right now. We know the Sharks are way better than that right now. Hey, look, even here, they're going to be probably minus $1.15, $1.20 on the puck line, and the Sharks have lost 3 in a row, so could be coming back down. I mean, they just lost to the Blackhawks by 3 goals, but this is the 5th game of the road trip. They've lost 3 in a row to Edmonton, Chicago, and Calgary. Colorado, meanwhile, is off that loss to Detroit. They've actually lost 3 of their last 4 games. We know that Colorado has actually had just a tiny bit of struggle here of late. If anything, I don't see playing their worst hockey of the season because they've been so awesome. But Colorado has lost 5 of their last 7 and 5 of their last 6 at home. Now, they have defeated the Sharks in 10 straight games in Denver, and also they've won 13 of the last 14 overall in the series. San Jose has gone under their last 9. Colorado has gone under in 5 of their last 6 games with Utah overall here. But, man, I'm taking the Sharks here on the puck line. That's what I'm going to do. Plus 1.5 at minus 115 or so. I got to go with the Sharks here. I mean, they did get blasted. They did get dumped there by Chicago there. That's not comfortable, but here we go. Greg says 4-3 Colorado. Our Thompson's on the under here in this one. All right, we're making our way here to the end of the show. Thank you for joining me here. I feel like it's a sketchy show. Sketchy show with me here. I had no Wi-Fi for about 90 minutes last night. Huge college basketball card, trying to handicap off my phone. So hopefully the picks work out. We eventually got back online, but it set me back about an hour. Okay, the Blues are taking on the Stars here in this one. The Stars at home. Another one we're a big favorite, right? But we know St. Louis has definitely sucked here of late, and Dallas has been red hot. They're on a winning streak right now. Dallas comes in having won here 5 straight games. For St. Louis, meanwhile, they've actually lost 9 straight games on the road, 7 of their last 8 overall, and 6 of the last 7 to Dallas here. But Dallas isn't to be trusted on a puck, as a puck line favorite. No wonder they're getting such solid money here if you laid them on the puck line at plus $1.20 or so in this one. Dallas right now is minus 205 or so. Dallas has won 13 of their last 20. Also won 6 straight at home against St. Louis coming in here right now. But I'm not sure I can trust St. Louis here either, although they are 26-12 as a puck line underdog, and Dallas just 10-31. Dallas plays so many 1-goal games. Really, it seems like they rarely win. Here's the Dallas scores here in this stretch here currently. This 5-game winning streak, right? So you got him here as a 220 favorite. Final scores, Greg Gibson will tell you the story. 4-3, 3-2, 5-4, 4-3, and 3-2. You really think they can cover a puck line here in this one? They can only win by 1. That's all they ever do. I got to take the Blues here. Even the Blues are minus $1.50 or so. They're $1.40. Give me the Blues. I mean, if anything, what you should be playing here is, Dallas to win by 1, maybe some exact score lines here. Hey, how about this? Okay, I'm going to take the Blues here. But how did you guys do? Did you guys play the salami with me yesterday? Look, apologies if it lost. Maybe you got in there on the win. Remember, I said, we said the line came out 46, right? And I was like, oh, it's a little dangerous. I like it over. But 46 is a little bit, maybe just a tad bit high, right? So then it comes out, dips all the way to 44 at some books, 44.5. It landed 45. So I don't know if I could take credit for that in the salami yesterday, but there were a lot of goals there for a while, or a lack of goals there for a while, and then it did go over the final number. I think even the books that opened at 46 went down to at least 44.5, but oh well, I tried. I'm going to take the Blues on the puck line in this one. All right, Greg, you here, 3-2. Our Tom's had that Colorado game to go under. Robert's on the Blues here as well. It's like the funny thing about this puck line, right? Sometimes you take a puck line, like, boy, I really think that team can win. I'll just take the puck line. It doesn't feel like St. Louis can win this game. That's the thing. You want the puck line dog, right, and of course they can, but the one thing about it is that, Dallas really does have St. Louis's number as well. They've beaten them pretty much every time here. So far this season, they played back January 27th, 4-3 Dallas. Then they played back on January 23rd, 3-2 Dallas. You get the idea here. So not only are Dallas playing all these, they're the most exciting team in hockey. 14 of the last 18 meetings between these two teams have gone under. It is one of the few 5.5s, I think, out there today, right? 5.5 over. This one's been creeping up and creeping up. In fact, I'm starting to see some 6 unders out there here, and I don't know if I like this one necessarily over, and maybe we should have took the under. Hey, we did get a little bit of breaking news here right now for the Bruins today. Marchand is out of tonight's game. No Marchand tonight. He's out against the Panthers. But Sam Bennett has been upgraded to probable here for Florida. Good news, Sam Bennett in the lineup tonight for Florida. but Marshawn is out. So you win one, get one, you lose one. All right, we just got a few more games here and the show's over. Hopefully I've done an okay job here today. Just felt like things, you just spend a half an hour fiddling around with your router and you're trying to unplug it, plug it back in or whatever. And it felt like it was on the local end. I didn't think it was the network. I could never figure it out. It just came back. Didn't have that little light on, so I don't know. Okay, Canucks and Golden Knights here in Vegas tonight. You got another big favorite here with the Golden Knights here, about 300 now. I think they've actually gone up here at a few spots. And, maybe this is one where you could take a puck line. The thing is, Golden Knights, yeah, they might be struggling here right now. They've lost a bunch of games in a row here, but now you got a team that they can beat, so you think that maybe they can take it out on them. Vegas has lost 5 straight games coming in, but Vancouver is 0-7 their last 7 on the road. They're still 2-16 in their last 18 games. Vancouver's lost 5 of the last 6 to Vegas overall. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams in Vegas have gone under. Vegas has gone over in 5 of their last 7. But, man, Vegas with this losing streak, they really need to snap out of it. They have not played Vancouver yet this season. Vancouver comes in just 14-31 as an underdog. Vegas 12-8 at home. They haven't been a great favorite. In fact, 12-25 as a favorite is kind of crummy there. But let's see what you have here in this one with the Golden Knights here with Hill, I believe, against Lankinen tonight. Probably would just trust the Golden Knights to get it done here. I'll take Vegas here on the puck line tonight. Give me Vegas to get one to put it over on Vancouver. They need it bad, and they're on a losing streak, and they know they can beat this team. I'll take them for a blowout here. Can't sell you on the Vegas puck line favorite. They're 11-36. Remember, I like to see at least a 33% winning percentage. That ain't even close. And for Vancouver, though, just 25-20 as a puck line underdog. I like to see at least 66% for puck line dogs. So these guys aren't even in their best role. So I'm going to go ahead and take Vegas here in this one on the puck line tonight. And the line currently is about $1.15 or so. All right. Let's see. Right, Philly Eagle Flyers. He had a drawback there in that Dallas game. He says what's supposed to happen, then what actually happens is, Dallas should be better, and they love drama. They love the drama. Greg has it 5-2 Vegas. Philly Eagle Flyer team total over. Greg says could get ugly. First period over for Philly Eagle Flyer. Robert's on the over here as well. Okay, I should have maybe you guys are all over the over in this one. Okay. Hey, I might just do a premium based on what the chat did for once. Why don't I listen to the chat more often, right? Okay. Got a couple more here. Oh, man, Alexandra Yala, she's down to Sasnovich here. And Stan is in a battle here. We did have a Stan, by the way, over Medjedovic as a premium there, but Stan right now, it's on serve here. Nobody's really in an advantage at this point. Stan's up 5-4, but all right, let's keep it going here right now. Go to Edmonton and Calgary here in this one. You've got Edmonton on the road, about $1.30 or so, and the total here 6.5 under. Oh, the total's moving for sure here to the under at 6.5 under at -115 or so. Oilers, yeah, they're about $1.35 right now. For Edmonton here, they come in with a record of 28, 21, and 6. 2 straight losses for the Oil right now. Calgary in here off of a loss. They're 22, 27, and 6. Calgary is 14-27 as an underdog, but they are 14-10 at home. Edmonton, meanwhile, 13-11 on the road, 26-23 as a favorite. Calgary won the last meeting here at home 3-2 back in December, but Edmonton won 5-1 at home, so they did split a couple of meetings so far this season. You think Edmonton might be dominant over Calgary, but they've won 12 of the last 17. Yeah, I guess that's a pretty good dominance. But Calgary here, they've lost 6 of their last 7 and 5 of their last 6 at home. 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Calgary's gone under in 5 of their last 7. In fact, 6 straight games between the two teams here in Calgary have gone under. You don't necessarily think that, right? Because this one's probably got the Greg Gibson 4-3 score all over it. But I'm actually taking the under in this one with Edmonton and Calgary tonight. I'm going under here in this one. See what you have. Maybe you agree with me here. Look, Calgary, they could win this game. Greg says 4-3 Flames for sure. Yeah, I knew he would, but I'm going to go under, actually. R. Tom's on the Flames here. Thank you to Philly Eagle Flyer for some great picks in there today. Good luck. Hey, I've got one last one here. It's going to be the Kraken taking on the Kings tonight. Hey, the Grammys ended, so they've got everything cleaned up. They got the ice down. No more singing. Nobody likes those. Nobody likes musicians anymore. Anyways, apparently, everybody hates musicians. They hate music. Maybe they just go with AI music. Then the personalities are got out of it, right? You can just create your own music at home. They have that now, right? You can do AI music and write the whole song for you. You'll be like, I never heard that before. All right, Kings are favored here by $2. I'm gonna put it $1.75 here. Actually, it feels like there's been a move to the Kraken here in this one. I don't know about
Critical notice.
if it's such a great move necessarily. Hey, we do have a major postponement there in some soccer action. I don't know what Philly Eagle Flyer there, but Scottish Premier League been a couple of cancellations there. Motherwell and Dundee was postponed, and Celtic and Aberdeen postponed today. So probably has some frigid conditions over there. Okay, here we go with the
Steam play.
Kings and the Kraken. Oh, one more Steam move. We're almost done with the show, so let's do have one more college play here with USC Upstate. They're taking the Steam here. Upstate against Cashville was 8.5. It's down to 7.5 here right now. USC Upstate just took some steam against Cashville. All right, let's go to the Kings game against Seattle. Look, Kings 23-17-14. Seattle 28-20-9. Another one where, look, these one-goal games are out of control here right now. And that's kind of the deal with the NHL, right? The one-goal game. That's what's been putting all these puck lines in play, all these overtimes. Seattle's won 4 of the last 5 games against the Kings overall. They've won 4 of their last 5 coming in. They did lose last time out against Anaheim 4-2 here the other night, or last night actually. It's a back-to-back for Seattle here, but they did have wins before that over New Jersey, Washington, Toronto, and Vegas. For LA here, they're in off of a loss over Carolina on the road. They just finished a long road trip, 2-week road trip basically for the Kings. So they get back here tonight. Kings are just 1-4 straight up in their last 5 at home. They won 4 of the 6 games on that. I think it was a 6-game road trip. 7 of the last 10 meetings between the two teams have gone under. The Kings have gone under in 8 of their last 10. I don't know if this one's going under even at 5.5 here. I might be tempted on the over in this one, but I do know this. So far, they played a couple of times this season. The score was Seattle 3-2 at home, and it was 3-2 here at the Kings. So, problem here is the Seattle puck line is pretty high, minus $1.70 here right now in this one. So, let's see what you have with this game between Seattle and LA today. I'm going to take the Kraken in this one. Give me the Kraken plus $1. I guess $1.50 or so. Feels like a pretty big move actually overall, but I'm going to take the Kraken here to win on the road against the Kings. That'll be my play in this one. That's going to do it. Let's see what you got here. Morning Steam. Thanks, everybody. Had a great time. It wasn't our best show, but maybe the winners will be there. Nobody picking this game with me. So let me go to the drawing here right now, and then we'll get on out of here. Thanks so much, you guys. Here we go. Now, we don't have a Super Bowl scheduled for Sunday. Does anybody want to? I could just come on here and sit here and watch the game by myself. Mikey likes to watch this. I do too. I've always been kind of more private on the Super Bowl, but let's see what we got here. Let's go to the drawing. Let's go with Mikey first. Let's get the commercial and then show the drawing.
Hey, it's Mikey Money here, letting you know the Sports Money team is live on Winnable. Come check out our best bets.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
We do the work, you get the plays, and they're sent right to your phone right when we drop them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
Whoops. Okay, there we go. Thanks a lot, everybody, for joining me here on the Morning Steam. Be back tomorrow for more Morning Steam. Join Mikey today with pre-gaming. He'll have to get you ready for that big card today in college basketball as well. Let's see who's going to win the free picks today. Picks have been good. Fernando, Roberts, Top Geo, Nasty Nate, 1K Protection, Damian, Nicholas, Handy, and the winner is going to be Greg Gibson. Thank you, Greg, for everything you do and all the great projections you bring us in the chat every day. Your consistency is noted and appreciated very, very much. So, okay, let's get into it here. Let's go. By the way, use the promo code WINNER, Greg, if you're not already signed up, and I will extend your subscription or give you that 1 month subscription. Use the promo code WINNER. All right. It's going to do it for the Morning Steam. Thanks a lot, everybody. Really appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow. Don't forget one programming note. Please check out VB MMA picks over on the live tab. We did preview the card this week for Saturday, February 7th, fight night here at the Apex between Mario Bautista and Vinicius Oliveira. Top 11 contenders in the bantamweight division here. It'll be the first ever main event for Bautista, despite the fact that he lost his last fight against Umar Nurmagomedov. But he was a 475 dog in that one, and he did hang in there. That did snap his 8-fight winning streak. He'll be up against Oliveira. He's off the win over Kyler Phillips, who just happens to be Bautista's teammate. That one, he was a favorite, and he also defeated Saeed Nurmagomedov, who's fighting on this card in another bantamweight division. In fact, we previewed that one, the Saeed Nurmagomedov bout with Javid Basharat there, and ladies fight we previewed as well. Our guest this week on BB MMA Picks was noted MMA capper and analyst Adam Martin. You usually see Adam's comments virtually on many of the fights. When they show the fight and the next round begins, and they show scorecards from social media, Adam is frequently featured on the screen on the actual MMA broadcast. So a very well respected analyst, and he was the guest this week on VB MMA Picks. So if you want to see what he looks like, or if you haven't seen the show before, and you always see Adam Martin MMA come up there on the television screen when you're watching it, well, he was our guest this week on VB MMA Picks. That's going to do it. We'll see you tomorrow with more VB, with more Morning Steam. Really appreciate everyone here. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't